Remember back in the day when you taught me to live and I taught you to pray. We went in the battle together, no matter the weather, we never delayed.
Hey guys, welcome back to Frenemies. I'm Ian. We're back for more Cloak and Dagger. Last episode was a kind of a sad one. Well, we have more confirmation. I mean, I'm pretty sure it's supposed to be obvious that the auntie died the previous episode, but for me, I got confirmation that she died last episode. And then Evita found out later while she was trying to help Ty. And then she had to marry Baron. I'm never gonna get his name down. Him, the low with dominion over the dead. So that got him out. So they're probably not gonna. I'm pretty sure they're not supposed to be able to be together now. She's not supposed to have any kind of other relationship outside of the one she had with the Loa. Andre is going. Oh, and I did look up who he's in the comics. So I think I don't remember, but I think in the title of the game that Tyrone and Tandy were in, it was Despair. I don't know how you would say it, which apparently is his villain name in the comics. Some of you probably already knew that, but I did not. I was very careful to look it up. The only reason I wanted to put off looking up who he was is just because I didn't want to risk seeing how they beat him or seeing a clip or a thumbnail or whatever of him in some kind of outfit, like costume wise, find out if he has a costume or not by the end of it, or if he changes appearance when he becomes a Loa, if he actually successfully goes through his door, which I'm assuming he will. I didn't look up too much more than that though, other than what his name was. O'Reilly, they kind of merged, but the more aggressive version is now the one in control, it seems. Which I don't know how to feel about that, because the O'Reilly we know is like trapped inside. I mean, they're both technically the O'Reilly we know, but I guess the more predominant, at the time being anyway, I guess, personality is now in the foreground. In the background. Yeah, that's what I meant. So I don't know how that's gonna work. I don't know if we're gonna be able to do it more so where it's actually combined and they're one person and they don't have not one or other is in control. And I didn't know her. What was it? Mayhem? I don't know who this Mayhem is. I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. I just don't know a whole lot about Cloak and Dagger. I apologize. If she's a Cloak and Dagger villain, or if she's just straight up Marvel. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'll look her up later. I apologize. Tyrone's mom apparently killed Connors, but she gave the evidence that he had given her to the priest. It's in my throat, man. So maybe he can take it to the cops. I'm hoping, because he apparently can't be asked questions. Like he has the right to not give reason why he has the evidence. So hopefully Ty will be cleared by this episode. We only have 2 episodes left, which is ridiculous. This episode and the next finale. I know I'm probably going to be really tempted to watch the finale today, but it's now we do things here. I think that's everything, so we're going to go ahead and jump into this next episode.
And then the crowds, the fans, the audience. They're in your thrall. They're yours forever. That's the power of music. That's the blue note, baby. And there ain't nothing in this world more powerful than that.
Oh, God. No.
So what now?
We wait for her to wake up so she can tell us where Andre is.
And if she doesn't tell
creepy.
Same answer as when she does.
us, honestly, would not have pegged you for the murdering type.
Honestly, me neither.
How's Connor's acting?
Connors.
Detective Connors?
He's fine. He's filling in the blanks. It's we're getting there.
You sure?
Of course I'm sure. He's not giving me any trouble.
Luke Cage, huh? Everybody.
Hey,
Hey, bulletproof. It looks just like
it's cool.
us, you know?
Luke. Luke Cage in Harlem Rumble by Karen Page. She really learned how to read, man.
I don't need all that.
Want to be a hero like Luke Cage, you gotta develop those skills.
Yeah, it helped, brother.
I ain't a hero.
Says who? Saved my mom's life.
You had an accident.
Huh.
You're gonna be fine, which is miraculous considering your fall. Just a few broken ribs and just...
Close those damn curtains. That light is killing me.
Maybe I can help with that.
I wish you could, but I doubt it.
You never know. Perhaps you'll find just what you need.
You don't know what's out there.
Where are we?
I think we're at... Ty. Look. It's an amazing offer, but what about my job?
You can come and stay with me. You care about me, don't you?
Of course I do.
Because I can give you back your music. Let me take care of you. Lee, I need you.
Don't mind us. For some reason you're not. It's different than when we went into Ivan's door.
I need to help out a friend. Is it okay if I borrow this? I promise I'll bring it back.
If it'll help your friend.
Tandy, what are we doing?
Yes, Tandy. What are we doing?
Shoot. Damn it.
What do you want?
An audience. One big enough that I can draw enough of their despair so I can hit a blue note.
What's the blue note?
It's what separates a man from a god.
Tandy, you didn't tell me he was insane.
No. I'm just willing to do whatever it takes to live without pain. If that means becoming a god, so be it. I'm Andre Deshay. It's good to have you.
I got my head strong, beating on your... I got a head on your back and I'm in awe.
I know it's a hard time for everyone. But it's with an honest heart that I say how glad that I am that each and every one of you is here.
I got places to be at.
Punches, laying trick wires. The noose you're pulling is getting tighter.
Wasn't their fault. Never stood a chance.
Alright, you got my attention. What you want to talk about?
Your survival.
You can't kill her. An hour ago, you practically begged me not to hurt her.
An hour ago, she had something I wanted.
She doesn't deserve to die.
You know who I am?
Yeah? You's a bitch.
You think you know so much? You're so world wise. People like Leah and Andre like Connors? Yeah, they've had bad shit happen to them. But that does not justify the bad shit they do to others, period.
It is not that simple.
Yes, it is.
Look, I'm gonna ask you one more time. Do you know
God.
who I am?
She deserves justice, not whatever this is.
Yeah. We know who you are.
Then you know what I can do. Pimps, traffickers, anybody that uses drugs to manipulate.
I hear you. I really do. But that's a significant portion of our business, so we can't be expected.
This is not a negotiation. I don't care about your business. I don't care about how much money you used to make. I don't care how much it's gonna cost you. Things are going to change. You don't follow my rules and I'll be fighting you.
She's your responsibility.
I forgot the nails.
Whatever she does or doesn't do, that's on you. No one else but you.
She freaking was trying to kill her.
One more thing from you. If it comes to it, if we have to kill him, we do it together. It's like everything else. Good. Bad in between. We do it together.
No. That's what that was. God dang it.
Sandy, what the hell is going on?
Throw a dagger at him or something, or his trumpet at
Sandy,
least.
we gotta do something.
Shh, come on.
Tandy! Tandy, we won't reach him in time. Tandy! Tandy, throw a knife at me! Do it! Do it now! Did everyone just...
They all just disappeared. I mean, one second they were here and the next...
No.
Always nice to see a local boy done good. Please welcome Andre the Sheriff.
Is that music?
Where's it coming from?
Okay. So, assumedly, it's coming from the sky, or is it just like it's coming from everywhere? I don't know. So, okay, like, is that just like they killed his body, but he was still? I don't know. What? I don't get it. He was obviously able to finish it. They're just barely too late. God dang it. And everybody disappeared. What does that mean? Was the suicide thing, was that just off of him? Like, when he was planning on doing it? I thought that, like, when... I mean, suicide, good or bad, but... Or good or a bad person. But, I don't know, I didn't think it was going to talk about Andre. think that we're gonna be getting like Andre flashbacks either. So, where did everybody? Where did they disappear to? Is he like? Did he have to like? I know he was siphoning off of them to be, be able to complete the door. But did he like siphon them completely till they're gone? Is that what the heck that? Are they like within him now or something? Is that what that's supposed to be? Or are they like teleported to like the lower audience or whatever that was? Like what is that? Like an offering? Is that they're basically like an offering or sacrifice for him to become a god? A Loa. Blue note. Okay. Just though for those that it doesn't really matter, but just wanted to say I don't know the titles of these episodes, but most of the time. Sometimes I'll accidentally see it, but most of the time I don't know the title of an episode until afterwards. So last episode I didn't know it was called 2-player, or was it player 2? I don't know. I think it was 2-player. So I didn't know it was called that. I mean, this show mainly it doesn't really give away anything. It's just, but I just do it in case, because like sometimes shows will give like their titles will give away what an episode's about or what's gonna happen in the episode. Like in the Flash, I did for season 5. Was it 5? Yeah, it was 5. I think it was the 3rd episode. It was called "The Death of Vibe." Now he didn't die, but I mean, it was thought that he had been killed, and it was supposed to. Well, it was kind of the death of Vibe. To the public, it was the death of Vibe. But just in case of that, that's the only reason I try not to look at titles for episodes, just in case they do that. Thus far, this show doesn't really, their titles don't really give anything away. But went a little too long into that. I'm sorry. But anyway, on to actually important stuff. So it seems that the gang that they might maybe pull back on who they distribute their drugs to. That's what Ty was trying to do, and apparently that's a big chunk of their business, which sucks to be you guys. Maybe you shouldn't have gotten into this business. But dude, that's sorry I'm starting everywhere. But like for those that don't know me at all, if you're new, the way my brain works is not really. It doesn't work properly. It doesn't work the way, like this. It does this. Basically, before I finish a point, it's finished in my head. So I argue it or I go somewhere else before I finish it verbally. So that's why I'll be like stuttering a lot or stopping mid-sentence sometimes. Some people I'm most likely not the only one that does that. Which is funny because it involves a lot of editing. I have to cut to what point I'm trying to make sometimes. But what I was trying to say was, as negative as a lot of things happened in this episode, the parts where Tyrone, first when he was dealing with the gang that, they were trying to jump him, I just thought that was cool. Like there's gunfire and then that dude shows up, or one of the other two guys show up. They see that all their guys were taken out, and that just that just gotta be such a terrifying like sight. Like they're going after one dude, and then all their other guys with guns are just taken out. They're not killed either, so you have to take them out without a gun. That's such a cool like small scene. Like you don't see anything, but just like the implication that it has. And then when he goes to the other guy, he's like, "All right, you got my attention." And like, yeah, well, get more of your attention and teleport you on the building. I think Tyrone really should have a mask. Because god dang, dude, now these people, if they see you like in the streets, like or at your house or something like that, they know you are now. They knew you were before, but like if you had a mask on, if you had a mask whenever they were arrested, and then they saw the poster of Tyrone at the police station, they wouldn't have known. They wouldn't have connected it because if he had a mask, they wouldn't have seen his face. If you're planning to do vigilante work, usually it's best to conceal your identity. But anyway, a little off topic. The part where he pushes that one guy off the building, and then teleports to him, and then back on top of the building. The guy's still screaming as he's like, ah, just like standing on the building, like. That's gonna be the worst feeling ever. Like first you're acting all tough and talking down this one guy, and then you're pushed off the freaking building and you're just left falling with no hope of surviving or anything stopping you except for the pavement. And then all of a sudden you're just back on the building. That's cool. I'm sorry, that was funny. I don't know what he did to the other guy, because he grabbed him and then teleported him somewhere, and then I guess teleported back. I wonder if he teleported him like off the building and falling, and they didn't show them screaming. It just like he grabbed him, teleported him. The guy was like the other guy, and then it cut to Tandy and I was gonna say Vita, Tandy and O'Reilly fighting, or I guess Mayhem, I should say, since that's who that is. Since that's how I can differentiate them now. Mayhem is the darker, more aggressive side, then there's O'Reilly, Bridget. Anyway, while they're fighting, get to that later, by the way. It cuts to them, and then it cuts back, and then he teleports the dude back on top of the building, and the other guy, he looks scared, obviously, but the other guy that was standing there just waiting alone, he looked terrified as well. He's like, what the heck is going on? I just really like that. That was so cool. So powers are public. Wait a minute. It's in this world, powers aren't they're not what's the word I'm looking for? Well, they're a phenomenon, but not in the sense of they're not super rare. People have them, and it's known. Because in the Marvel, it's in the MCU versus not. It's in the same universe, just not cinematically wise. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? You know how they like to keep them separate because there's. Anyway, speaking of which, I thought it was cool. They mentioned Luke Cage, and they actually showed a picture of him in the newspaper. It looked like it was from the first season. When did this come out? The second season came out in 2018, didn't it? Right? So I'm pretty sure that would have been after Defenders. What? Or maybe they just used the picture of him, which is what using that specific picture is interesting considering. Well, no, because I guess the way this timeline works, like it's connected but semi-loosely, like it's not. The timeline doesn't fit whenever the Netflix stuff comes out, because that was season 1, and then the not Tyrone, but the guy that he was asking for help said something about they say he's bulletproof. So I'm assuming this is supposed to be a relatively recent event. So and I know that Luke Cage, the first season came out not recent, not long ago. It wasn't 2012. I know that. Let me see. 2016. Okay. Yeah. Way before I'm pretty sure the first season of Cloak and Dagger started. Right? Or no. Yeah, I think it started in 2017. No, it started. What? Yeah. Okay. 2018. Cool. Oh no, this season wasn't this year. Okay, my bad. I got mixed up. I thought the first season was 2018. Whoops. So this was after Defenders, either way. So, yeah, I think that maybe it was the timeline's not the same. It doesn't match up quite. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Just the fact that it was a newspaper. Maybe they just have an old newspaper for some reason. Anyway, I just thought it's cool that they brought him up and that he was basically they used him, kind of to. Convince the kid to help Tyrone out. It's kind of sad the kid doesn't know how to read. He wasn't raised in either. He wasn't raised in a home with a family. Well, no, he says he has a mom. I think he has a mom, but they weren't able to afford to send him to school. So it's always sad when you hear stories like that. Okay. O'Reilly was right. Growing up having bad things happen in their life doesn't excuse the actions that they do now and people that they are now exactly. But I still was feeling bad for Andre during the flashbacks, and he had been dealing with it for 8 years, the migraines, and for that to be like a condition you feel constantly, unless you are to drain somebody like that the way he does, that's got to be a terrible life. I mean, I still hate him, especially whatever he's done to Tandy. I think it's just like the fact that the feeling of having your hope taken away. I think that's why I think that's maybe what's causing her so much pain and not wanting and being kind of scared of him in the beginning, or not in the beginning, but earlier, some part of last episode and then in this episode as well. I'm not really sure. I think that's all it was. I'm really hoping that's all it was. Not that that's a small thing, but it's just I'd rather it because of that than because she was raped. But I was thinking about it during the episode before it got to the point whenever they met up in Leah's mind, before Tandy Tyrone and Andre met up in her mind. Having dealt with these migrants for however long he had been dealing with it by that point. I don't think it was long at the point when he was thinking about committing suicide. But she didn't technically jump. Like I mean, he might have. We don't know if he would or wouldn't have. For sure, it seemed like he was, but the explosion from the rig, startled him. He slipped, and that's how he fell. But he didn't jump. He didn't quite do it of his own accord. But dealing with that condition, and then still having to deal even with these powers, like the only way to relieve yourself of that pain is to unfortunately drain somebody else of their hope, every bit of hope they have. That temptation is difficult to pass up, because I can't confidently 100% say that I wouldn't, at least sometimes. Because there may be moments where you could just not do it, where you could bring yourself to not drain somebody, but then the next moment, maybe the next time something like that comes, or maybe you will. But to not do it at all, I don't know. I mean, he was trying to end his life, so he wouldn't have to deal with that. But if you were given the ability to stop it, to be able to still live and to stop those headaches, I mean, obviously, I would like to say that I wouldn't do that, but I don't know. Being in, like, someone, if you were to be in constant pain, like, all the time, and the only way you can actually relieve it 100%, like, not just like taking aspirin or some kind of reliever for like a little bit that kind of eases the pain, but like completely gets rid of it. If you have that power, it's difficult not to go that route. I still don't like him though. I still don't like him for doing what he's done to all these girls. And that's not just girls. There's a dude there too in his audience where he's going to hit that blue note, and he manipulated and changed Leah, and they created the reach out center, or the help center, solely to get more people so that he can drain. That's so infuriating, man. Those people that actually like legitimately needed help, and you're using them like this. God. And then they met up in Leah's mind, which I was wondering why they weren't like paying any mind to them, because in Ivan's mind, whenever they went through his door, like people were noticing them, but I guess it was a different situation. I don't know, but whenever Tandy had found a little bit of hope in an old memory, she was gonna try to use it to bring her back. But when she found it, it appeared in Andre's basically empty record room. So he was able to meet them there using the record. I didn't think that he was gonna be able to do that. I wasn't sure what was gonna happen. I thought maybe I was thinking if he used it, then maybe like they would disappear from her hand, and then like that was the bit of hope that she had remaining, or that had, I guess, started coming back or something like that. However it works, but no, it just connected them in her mind. So okay, so the reason Tandy's mom had gone the drinking again and taking pills because of Andre. He was affecting everybody he's affiliated with or connected to in some way. Because of Leah, they have Tandy's mom, which I didn't even think about. I completely forgot that she was involved with the group. He was able to use to tap into her as well, and everybody that he's had contact with, he brought as his audience. So I wasn't sure. I thought maybe that whatever Tandy had said to her had caused her to kind of push over for a little bit or relapse at the time. Then I was worried that he pushed her to commit suicide whenever they first showed her record. But now they're all disappeared, so we gotta figure out. I'm pretty sure. Whoa. I'm pretty sure that we're gonna have to get them all back. I mean, there's a lot of people gone. I don't. Maybe not. I mean, it's a group. So it's not like mass the city yet. You'd probably be affecting them next episode, considering he's now Loa. That's gonna be crazy. They're gonna have to fight a Loa. They're gonna have to go. How are they gonna do that? Is he gonna like come to their planet? I don't know. That's gonna be interesting. Can you like beat a Loa? I don't know how it works in here. Moving real quick to Tyrone's mom. She obviously wasn't gonna be able to bring herself to tell Tyrone what she had done. I'm pretty sure she doesn't regret doing it, but she doesn't want Tyrone knowing that she did it. And Tyrone knew that there was something wrong with his mom by her voice. I'm assuming, like that by the tone, he knew there was something up. So he teleports right outside the window. He knows. I'm pretty sure. I mean, he sees the blood, and he doesn't see Connors around. I don't know how he feels about it. I mean, he's shocked that his mom would have done it. I think, but I don't know how he's gonna. I don't think he knows exactly how he feels about Connors being dead. Because I mean, he wanted Connors dead for a bit, and he just wanted justice for his brother and to have himself cleared. So I don't know. I wonder if he doesn't know also that she got the evidence and gave it to the priest. So he might just think that she chose to kill him instead of doing what she could to clear Tyrone, which she did, but he doesn't know that. So that might have been another thing that kind of caused that shock. Oh, I meant to go to it after the bit. Whoa, dang! Sorry if you can hear it. There's I think yard work going in a neighbor's house. But I meant to go into this after the part with Tyrone dealing with the gang leaders. But going over to Tandy and O'Reilly, or Mayhem, I guess. Freakin Mayhem tried to kill her. She was going for the kill. She had the nails right in her throat, which I completely forgot about. I completely forgot about the nails thing during the fight. Tandy's is more so to like make her positive. You know, I can stab you too. So we're at a stalemate right now. Even though I'm surprised. I think it was Jay, so you have to hear that one. But I think Mayhem either chose to, or the bit of O'Reilly that's still there, was able to pull her back from actually killing Tandy, because I'm pretty sure she wouldn't have faltered the way she did by the end of their fight. God, I really hope O'Reilly comes back. I don't want it to be just Mayhem. I mean, she can get things done, but O'Reilly can too. It might be a little slower. She might not be able to get some things done, but I still would prefer O'Reilly over Mayhem. Is Mayhem like a vigilante, like an anti-hero kind of a thing, or is she a villain? I don't know. I don't know anything about Mayhem, her character. I'll probably look it up after this season, after the next episode, maybe. I probably will, just because I want to be surprised if she turns. I mean, if I don't know, just in case there's some strange twist that happens at the end of the season that would have been obvious if I read the comics. I mean, they might save it for the next season, but I'll go ahead and check it out either way by the end of the season. Hopefully we have another season anyway, because they haven't renewed it yet, but it hasn't been canceled either, so there's hope. As much as I don't like Andre, I really love his playing. And it seems like it's the actual actor. I mean, I don't know what it looks like exactly whenever someone's playing the trumpet. Like, I don't know what notes, what do you call this? What I don't want to say buttons. What I don't know what notes which of these makes a note. He's not just like randomly clicking either. Like sometimes whenever in shows where they have someone hacking, they'll just like an Arrow. They're guilty of this. Whenever Felicity was when she's hacking, you always see her doing just like random clicking. I mean, it could mean something to like it. Some if we can't see what someone's typing up, it looks random, but it just looks too. It's just no good. It's just random. Like they're like completely. They could like do more like this. Like I don't know. Make it. They should have her type something out. Like she should be typing up a sentence or something. But that might stop her from. That might mess her up when she's trying to do her lines. I don't know. Either way, stuff like that. It didn't seem like that in a trumpet. I don't know if they just if he's just trained to make it look like that. But if this guy's an actual trumpeter, he's really good. I always loved the sounds of trumpets, of saxophones, mainly not trombones. What is shoot the man? I'm really stupid. I can't remember the one that does this. It's not trombone. Trombone's the big one, right? I'm so sorry. My arrogance, ignorance is showing massively. I'm really sorry. Obviously, I wasn't in band, as you can tell. But I love jazz. So jazz is one of my favorite genres. I was in a big jazz kick like years ago too. Like I was listening to just a bunch of jazz, but still, I just still really love jazz. It's just great music. So I do feel bad that Andre can't. Well, without before he'd gotten his powers, that he kind of couldn't play anymore because of that. That really when music is basically your love and it's all you have, and then you aren't able to play anymore. And I can imagine that just being everything ripped away from you. So one thing last thing I want to say is just kind of a small thing I thought was really cool was whenever Tyrone told Tanny to throw her dagger at him, and he does this smoke thing, and he catches it in him, teleports, and then it shoots back out of him. I don't know. They haven't shown him doing that yet. Like the only similar thing was whenever he was still getting grasp on his powers, like at the very beginning. I think it was like the second episode or the third. I think it was the second episode. I can't quite remember. When Tyrone was trying to shoot Connors, he teleports right before or as he pulls the trigger, so the bullet comes with him and ends up almost killing Tandy. So that's the only other similar situation that's happened, and he doesn't. I don't think he's ever had someone like come at him and then he goes somewhere else and it appears somewhere else. That's the first time we've shown that they've shown him do that. I just thought that was kind of cool. And then it hit him. Andre. It didn't like leave a wound or anything. I was expecting. Does it not leave a wound in anybody? Or at least maybe it didn't like cut his clothes. I don't really know, because we've seen it cut things. Like we've seen like a shovel and its metal chunk is missing, and it's like a sharp line, sharp cut or a clean cut. That's what I was trying to say. A clean cut. There's no jaggedness to it. So I'm assuming like he just barely did it. So he doesn't need like his spirit became low or something. Like he was able to go through the door. I don't know. I'm just wondering like if his body's dead. If he is dead. I don't know. Maybe it just injured him. I don't know. I just wasn't sure why he was able to still go through. Like the door was unlocked, yeah, but if he's dead, he still shouldn't have been able to walk through it. I don't know. But next episode, guys, next week, it's gonna be the finale. Oh boy, we're gonna be gearing up to fight Aloha. I'm pretty sure we gotta get everybody back. I'm really, really hoping that we get O'Reilly back. We might not. We might say that for next season. I'm really hoping they get renewed for another season. I've really, really enjoyed this show. I don't know why the rating is what it is. Again, I know a 6.8 or 9, whatever it was, isn't a low rating necessarily. Like it's not a terrible rating, but I don't know. It just seems kind of low for what the show is. Maybe it's just me. Well, I'm pretty sure it's not just me. Those that like the show, but I don't know. It just seems low. Maybe it's just because that they didn't get as many people watching for the second season, which is kind of ridiculous. I mean, I don't know. I just feel like it's kind of silly. But at the very least, I'm hoping that we can, clear Tyrone and he's able to go back home. Because this poor kid's it was 8 months from the beginning of this season. I don't know how long this season's supposed to have been spanned through. It seems like each episode is almost like the day after, or sometimes it takes place like the next day or right after the other. So I don't know. Maybe it hasn't been that long. I don't know, because in each episode there could be a span of days anyway. So I don't know how long it's been. But yeah, guys, that's it for this week's episode for Cloak and Dagger. Hope you enjoyed it. If you want to check out the rest of our stuff, be sure to hit the button next to me. And if you want to stick around for next week's episode, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Also, if you want to support us, go ahead and check out our Patreon button right there. You can get access to the polls, early access, full-length reactions. A link to that will also be in the description down below. And if you want to be notified, be sure to hit the bell icon down below. I don't know if it actually works. But yeah, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and hope to see you next week.